Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel. We have some breaking news coming out of the New York Post. Donald Trump may not pay bond and instead let Letitia James seize Trump Tower, insiders. So keep in mind here, if this happens, for example, he surrenders it. Now, of course, it'll be under his conditions versus the state. But ultimately, the state of New York, with no victim and no plaintiff, is going after Donald Trump, suggesting that he engaged in fraud in an old fraud statue that was made years ago. And I'm going to let Kevin O'Leary explain that to you. But this is unprecedented because there's no agency, no bond agency in the United States that can finance or provide a $450 million bond. It is impossible. As Donald Trump faces a Monday deadline to post a $450 million bond in the civil fraud case against him in New York, insiders said he may be weighing a little discussed option, doing nothing. The ex-president reported has been struggling to raise the cash for the bond, either from banks or wealthy friends, with his lawyers claiming on Monday that it was a practical impossibility. And it is. That was the purpose. That was the idea, was to make it impossible for Donald Trump, because the idea is to stop Donald Trump. So I say again, if you can't see that the establishment uniparty, the Democrats, the ilk, the deep state, are working in coordination to stop Donald Trump, I have no further ability that I can come up with as a rational, cogent person to express to you that it is actually happening. While some reports have raised speculation that Trump may go nuclear with a Chapter 11 filing to protect his prized real estate assets across Manhattan, which he shouldn't have to do, experts said bankruptcy would create unwelcome complications as the 2024 election season comes to a head. So they have thought about all this. Believe me, they have thought about all this. And it's also important to note here that the banks do their vigilance, right? The banks aren't naive people that are being hoodwinked, particularly when it comes to $500 million when it comes to buildings. So it's not like some individual person has been hoodwinked by Donald Trump. And of course, he's going to express his assets and shine his assets in the best light possible. That's the way business is done. And like Kevin O'Leary has said before, this is what every real estate company does in the world, not just in New York. And the fact that people are still going to do business in New York is absolutely insane. That's why we saw the governor of New York come out and tell everybody to calm down, settle down. Yeah, because the coordinated effort is against Donald Trump. Now, I want you guys just to listen to this. This is absolutely amazing. The smug, the snark, the absolute arrogance of these people. I want you to watch this, guys.
I don't think this case is about Trump anymore. I think this case is about New York. It's about the American brand. It's about what we promised the world in terms of fairness and justice and investing capital in a country that's built the largest economy on earth. Forfeiture, seizing of assets, is that in our nomenclature in America? Is that what we tell people that want to bring their money here and protect property rights? Forget about Trump. Nothing to do with Trump. You think this is good for business in New York? You think this is good for business in America? To take a law that we used to protect people against buying refrigerators at an overpriced value decades ago and apply.
See that he's mentioning the fraud statute right there of what they're using against him. This is unparalleled. This is absolutely unprecedented, aggravating, agonizing to watch this, especially this smug shit right here.
Applied against an individual and then talk about seizing assets like he was in Venezuela or in Cuba. This is a very, very, very bad look for New York. And everybody around the world is watching this. This may be great for the Attorney General, but this is not good for America.
But in terms of the valuation, can you be clear as to why? I mean, why would the properties not be sufficient collateral?
What a great message to send out all around the world. Take a claim where there was no monies lost. There was no fraud here in the context of actually people losing money. Deutsche Bank, who made the loan, was made whole. And let's make a penalty of $500 million against a crime, apparently, where no monies were lost. Great message for New York. Great message for America. Bring your capital because we'll protect your property. I think that was a statement that would be much better made sometime in Venezuela. I'm not kidding. That's a scary, scary message. And by the way, there are no such thing as $500 million bonds. There are no $500 million bonds. Never been done before. Never. This law has never been.
You see, she knows the answer. She knows that is not a true statement. She's trying to take the protections that we have and suggest that, oh, well, the money can be made available. And it's not. He just said it's not possible. It's never been done. This was intentional. This was on purpose. As a matter of fact, let's just take a look. Banks tend to keep only enough cash in the vault to meet their anticipated transition needs. Very small banks may keep like 50,000 or less on hand, while large banks might keep as much as 200,000 or more available for transactions. Think about that. We're talking about a bank that can lend up to 90% of its money. Think about that. Banks are allowed to lend as much as 90% of the money that's in that bank. Okay? Now, I wanted to mention the Federal Reserve because when I worked for NCR, we worked on a lot of the ATMs for the government. And one of my colleagues, our lead tech guy, had to go up to New York to help train some of the people there to work on the ATMs. And what I mean by ATMs, I'm basically talking about computers that obviously work inside the ATM and the software and hardware and all that kind of stuff. So you see here, in 2022, the official reserve assets of the United States totaled to about 706.9 billion US. Now this is the Federal Reserve of the United States, the money of the United States, right? In dollar amounts, the entirety of it. This is an increase from the year 2000 from the Federal Reserve assets came to 128.4 billion US dollars. Now think about it. That's the United States. They want Donald Trump to produce $500 million. $500 million. Banks, as you see here, your average everyday bank, even banks in New York, may only have as much as 200,000 in their actual physical bank, actual physical currency, cash money. For example, when the various trucks and so forth that transfer the money from one bank to another bank have actual physical currency, like you see in all the heist movies when they're trying to rob them. But it's absolutely extraordinary. The smug, the arrogance, the just audacity of these people to think that, oh, well, Donald Trump's a billionaire. Yeah, it's all in liquidity. It's in liquidity. Bezos, Elon Musk, they don't have $500 million in cash sitting in a bank. This is absolutely ridiculous. They keep mocking Trump that, oh, he claims to be the rich. It's in liquidity, right? It's an investment. It's in shares. It's in property. It's in real estate. These people intentionally act stupid. Well, they probably already know it. They think everyone else is too stupid to figure it out. It's absolutely amazing. So here's Donald Trump engaged in this lawfare where they may seize his buildings. This is absolutely absurd. How can no one see this as political persecution? As an intentional, willful act on the part of a state to stop a candidate running for the president of the United States. Absolutely amazing. Thank you guys across New Tech as well as here on YouTube for your guys' continued support. Below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to. I encourage you to follow me there. And of course, appearing there on the screen, that'll be the channel icon. You guys can click on to subscribe. That way you'll know when there's content here on the channel. And I'll see all you guys tomorrow in the Friday vlog.